Hello everyone, my name is Jack and you're watching Trash Bashing with Jack of Spades. Welcome and thank you for clicking on the video. So today's build was originally inspired by a Miniverse capsule. I had found these plastic ends from a cardboard tubing that was used for an industrial sized cling wrap. And I heated them up and bent them so that they would look more like a TIE fighter's wing. And this is what drove me to want to make this build, but then I totally abandoned it and started doing something entirely different. So I'm going to take you through it the way I went through it. So it originally was going to be a TIE fighter, but I started looking at this Miniverse container here and thought it was a little too big for a TIE fighter for the size wings that I have here. So I was like, okay, I'll do the TIE fighter next time. And I just put these aside. And then I started looking at this little capsule here, and I really liked the transparent half. So I just put this aside. And I ended up getting another transparent half. And I hooked plastic tubing to the inside there because these Miniverse containers, they have like a little hole right there, which comes out like a little nipple on the inside. So I just force fitted some thin plastic tubing until it fit. And that worked out pretty good. It's very secure. It's not falling out when I shake it. And it can be removed in case I ever want to change these out. I can just pop it out, pop it back in anytime I need to. So I got two of them, and I wanted them to fit together like a sphere. So I used some sticky foam, which is used under furniture legs and stuff, so you don't scratch the floor. And I just cut it into little strips just to temporarily hold it in place until I figure out what I'm doing with this. The reason I put those tubes in there is because I wanted to make a cockpit that goes in there. And I went and did that. I made a little cockpit using just a bunch of random little pieces of plastic, some of that sticky foam that I have to cushion the seat, and a bunch of metal bits. A magnet I put a magnet down here that's just a little washer that fell out, and some little washers that I got from this one was from a ballpoint pen. It has that little spacer when you unscrew the pen in half. It's like a little metal washer. I put one on this side. On this side here, I originally had two of these. They're made of plastic, but I had to cut them myself, so they're not perfect. But it'll work for now until I get another one of those. I like these here. I'm going to get another one and just put it on this side and replace this. But for now, it'll do, just to show you how things came together. These pieces that the washers fit onto are actually from a spray bottle, and this is a lollipop stick, one of them plastic hollow ones. So I wanted to leave these sticks sticking out the side of the cockpit so that I can attach it to the sphere on the inside. And it took a lot of measuring and cutting, and I had to replace some parts because I overcut them. And eventually I got it right. Didn't take very long. So these here, they just like slide right on in there, and it suspends the cockpit inside the sphere. Now, I wanted to make a frame to attach the sphere to. So I went and I'm going to put this aside for a minute and show you guys the frame that I came up with. Now for this frame, I took a plastic dragon roll. It was like a sushi play toy or something. I'm not sure if it was a display piece for a restaurant or if it was a children's toy, but it had like sushi over here, and I popped that plastic out of there and I cleaned up the inside. I took out the little bar that was in it. I was holding the front end on, and I just cut it out so that I have more room in there. This way I can make some battery housing in there. and I can add some weight to it if I need to. So anyway, I took these frames right here were inlays for a plastic water pistol. Had these like plastic inlays that popped right out, and I bent them. I heated them up and bent them so that they would fit um, around the sphere. I want the sphere to go in here, in the center here. So then I took some, these little plastic bits over here came inside a flat screen TV box that I found. I was going through the box trying to find some styrofoam, some packaging material, and I saw that there was like 6 of these in there, or 8 of them, I'm not sure, but I scavenged them and I used them on here. I just glued them right to that frame that I was talking about, that inlay. I just glued them onto that. And then I had these pieces here. If you guys know what this is, please let me know in the comments. I found these on the side of the road. I think one of the city's electricians that fix the light poles might have dropped it, from the telephone poles. I found these on 2 entirely different blocks, so it must be something that I can find easily around town. And I just thought they would make some great guns, so I glued those onto these things. Now these things here, they have these little wedges right here, these little holes. So I just forced it in there with some glue and hardened the glue with baking soda, the CA glue. I hardened it with baking soda, and they're pretty secure on there. I thought they would make great guns, so I just glued some lollipop sticks in there to make barrels. These do pop open and close, but they don't close all the way. I can get them to close all the way, but I'll lose the length of the barrels, which is not much left in there. So I do want a little detail in there when I paint it. So I'm probably just going to leave them like this. But yeah, this thing here pops open too. I don't know if I can use that as part of the features or not, but it does pop open. So there you have it. You got a frame. Okay. Now I'm gonna attach the sphere. Oh, before I go and do that, let me show you guys. I have little action figures from an old cartoon called Mask. These are collectible action figures. I will not damage the action figures, but I will use them in my build here. I'm going to use one of them. These are called Mask. They came out, I believe, in the early 80s. They have little helmets. That's why they call them Mask, I guess. They got little helmets that pop on, and I just really love the vintage color on them and the design of them. And they were the perfect scale for this seat here. So I kind of built the seat to fit this guy right here. All I gotta do is put some straps to hold him in place. But as you can see, it fits in there pretty good. These little handles here, I'm gonna remove those little balls. I just left them on there so you guys can see what I used. I just took 2 pins from the sewing kit and pushed them into place and bent them so that they can make little handles like he's controlling the ship, or the whatever this vehicle is going to be called. I'm not sure. It looks like a ball tank, but it's not a tank. So yeah, this vehicle is going to have this little cockpit in there, and actually I could just leave him in there for now and just trap him in there with these for now. Hopefully it doesn't come out of place in there. He needs like a little belt or something. So basically you just piece these together like this. I'm using those sticky things to hold it temporarily. I might come up with a mechanical way to lock this, which would be a good thing if I'm able to come up with the right thing. If not, I'll just put a little strip of this all the way around and make it look like a tread by cutting little lines on it and then heating it up so those lines open up, and just make treads out of it. But for now, this thing is not done yet, but it is basically conceivable as what it's going to be. as to what it's going to be. So basically, you got this vehicle that's going to roll around, and the occupant inside, as you can see, he stays in a fixed position. The ball rolls, but the cockpit stays in a fixed position. It's called a fixed orientation cockpit. And it really works pretty well. Just spin this thing around fast and the cockpit doesn't flip upside down. So next I'm gonna fill in all the gaps. There's like gaps in here and on the sides here of the gun on the inside. I'm gonna fill all this up. I'm gonna put some gun belts on it, probably some what do you call it, ammunition belts, and I'm gonna put a green light on the inside of this cone and a battery housing. Now the idea is I wanted the guns to be heavy, so that once I put the battery housing in there, it'll give it some counterweight and keep it like this, so that it never goes either way. It just stays in between, balanced out. So that's the idea. That's how I'm going to do it. For the lighting, I already have the battery housing right here, and I got a really cool green light that I want to use in there, and that's going to light up the ball under the sphere. And I thought that would be a nice touch. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like on your way out if you haven't liked already. And don't forget to follow my page. And if you guys want, you can go check out my YouTube channel or my Instagram as well. And, whatever is best for you guys to keep up with my content. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back with another video as soon as this has a little more progress on it. I'm going to go ahead and start doing what I can to finish this up. And catch me on the next one.